All right. We should be recording theoretically. Okay, so we're going to start seated today. So I'm going to start seated on my heels. It's a cat toy. On my heels. So
on a cat toy?
I mean, if you've got one. All right. All right. I am going to mute you guys so that I'm going to try to figure out how to get you guys. All right. We are recording. All right. So we're going to start seated. I'm going to sit with my legs folded under me, hips on my heels. If that's comfortable for you, that's great. If not, any other way you'd like to sit that's more comfortable is totally fine. So if you're seated on the heels, maybe just shift up, squeeze the heels a little closer together underneath you just for that little bit of extra sensation. And then just rest the hands wherever they're comfortable. And just allow the eyes to close or just remain still on one steady gazing point. And just start to follow the breath. See if you can make the conscious decision to remain present on your mat. Mentally letting go of all the chatter, everything that happens off the four corners of your mat. Just allowing yourself to truly be where you are. Noticing what that feels like. To really just be present in your body, present in your breath. And begin to lengthen out the breaths. Each cycle building on this. Inhales a little bit deeper. Exhales a little bit longer. And checking in with the body, noticing anything that's going on today. The areas that maybe need a little extra attention. And areas that maybe feel really good today. Send your breath to all those spaces. Breathing into every corner of the body. Breathing life into every cell. If you practice Ujjayi breath, you can start to bring it into your practice here. Finding that light constriction at the back of the throat to create an audible breath sound. And throughout the practice, keeping this breath with you, allowing this to be your anchor and your guide. Anytime you feel the mind start to wander and poses start to get away from you, know that you can always come back to this space. Join the palms together over the heart. Take a moment if you'd like to set an intention for your practice. Take an inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to bow the head. Keep the chin tucked to the chest. Release the hands down. And just give yourself a little roll side to side, bringing left ear to left shoulder, and back through center, and then right ear to right shoulder. Moving nice and slow with the breath, exhales as the chin drops through center. And inhales as you lift. Letting this turn into any other movements you need here. So maybe rolling out the shoulders, maybe the head rolls all the way around if that's okay on the neck. Taking this opportunity to explore what's going on in the body this morning. And listen to what it tells you it needs. And pausing through center. Next time the chin drops to the chest, we'll keep it there. On the next inhale, lift the chin, lift the gaze, roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Spreading out across the collarbones as you lift the chin, stretch the throat. Teeth gently touch. And exhale, drop chin to chest, round the spine. Hands come to the tops of the knees. So you round the upper back pulls to the back wall. Twice more like that. Big inhale, lift the chin, lift the gaze, roll the shoulders up, down, and back. And exhale, rounding the spine, curl the tailbone forward. Hands press onto the knees as you tuck chin to chest. And last one like that. Big inhale, open up across the front of the body. Collarbones widening. And exhale, rounding. Pull the back of the heart to the back of the room. Inhale brings you back up through a neutral spine. So from here, if you're sitting on the heels like I am, maybe you want to tuck the toes underneath you, get a little passive stretch for the feet. This can be a lot if you're not used to sitting this way. So if it's uncomfortable, you're welcome to take the tops of the feet back down or even take the legs out in front of you. So as we're here, big inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, right hand comes down to the right, left arm stretches up and over. Feel for grounding that left sit bone down, even if you're up on the toes. Creating this nice, beautiful stretch from left fingers all the way down through left hip. Feel for rolling that left shoulder open, maybe lifting the gaze. One more inhale here, just like this. As you exhale, stay where you are. Just let that right ear drop to right shoulder. Feel for pressing the left shoulder down away from the ear, followed by the right. One more inhale. As you exhale, roll left palm down to meet the right. We'll walk the hands across the center of the mat and all the way over to the left. Once you're there, left palm plants and the right arm sweeps up in line with the ear. Gaze comes up underneath your right shoulder. This time sinking down through the right hip, even if it's up on the toes. Gazing gently upward, rolling that right shoulder open, trying to stay nice and open across the chest. One more inhale here. As you exhale, relax the neck, let the head hang down. Left ear drops to left shoulder. Pressing that right shoulder away from the ear, followed by the left. One more inhale. As you exhale, right hand comes down to meet the left. Walk it once again back through center. Right palm grounds to the right side of you. And inhale, the left arm sweeps up in line with the ear. One more exhale here. And inhale brings you up through center. Palms press overhead. And exhale, twisting to the right. So left hand outside the right knee. Right hand comes to the low back or the mat behind you. Gaze comes over the right shoulder, working to parallel the shoulders with the top edge of your mat. One more big inhale, sit up a little taller. And one more exhale, twist a little deeper. Next inhale, gently release. Find your way back up through center, arms reach overhead. And exhale, hands over the heart. If you tuck the toes, maybe come back down to top of the feet, like giving our feet a little extra love today. And then taking that same sequence on the second side. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, left hand comes down to the left, right arm stretches up and over. Grounding through right sit bone, opening right shoulder up as you lift the gaze. Big inhale here. And exhale, relax the neck, let the head hang heavy. Left ear drops to left shoulder. Pressing right shoulder away from the ear and then the left. One more inhale. Exhale, roll right palm down to meet the left. Walk your way all the way through center and off to the right. Right palm grounds. Inhale, left arm sweeps up in line with the ear as you roll the chest open. Grounding down through that left sit bone, left hip. One more inhale here. And exhale, drop the head. Let the weight of the head create that stretch through the neck. And then pressing left shoulder and right shoulder down away from the ears. One more inhale. Exhale, left palm rolls down to meet the right. Walk your way through center all the way back to left side. On the inhale, right arm sweeps up, chest lifts open. One more inhale. One more exhale. Next inhale, find your way up through center, palms press overhead. And exhale, twisting to the left, right hand outside the left knee. Left hand to the low back or fingertips to the mat behind you. Rolling that left shoulder back, gazing over left shoulder off the tip of the nose. One more inhale, grow taller. One more exhale, twist deeper like you're wringing out the spine. Gently release. Inhale brings you through center, palms press overhead. And exhale, hands over the heart. From here, I'm going to take the hands down in front of us. Find your way to a tabletop position. So you can tuck the toes behind you. And then check out the alignment. Make sure you're stacking wrists directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide, grip into the tips of the fingers, and then start to create a rock back and forth. So as you rock forward, maybe shoulders coming past the wrists. As you do, really grip into the fingertips. Let those be your brakes. Moving mindfully here, so pay attention to what the weight distribution feels like in the hands. Keep drawing in at the low belly, the low ribs. Active through the shoulders, pressing the mat away. And then pausing through center. We'll spin the hands so the fingers face out off the side edges of your mat. Still spreading fingers nice and wide, wrists still stack under the shoulders. And we'll take a little rock side to side. Still nice and firm through the low belly, pressing down through the hands, active in the shoulders. If you'd like to get a little more sensation as we're here, maybe as you lean to the left, you peel the right palm up off the mat, stretching into right fingers. And as you lean to the right, peel left palm off the mat, stretching into left fingers. Maybe using that pressing up of the heel of the hand to create the rock. And pausing through center. Option to stay right here and start to take a little rock back and forth. If you like a little more sensation and it's in your practice, maybe start to spin the fingers back to face the knees. So wrists are still about shoulder distance apart, but for this one, if that's a little too much in the forearms or the wrists, you can try walking the hands in a little bit closer to the knees for a little less sensation. And then as we're here, rocking forward and back. Again, customizing the pose for your body today. So as you rock back, feel like a little more stretch into the hands, the fingers, maybe starting to let the heels of the palms start to peel up off the mat. And slowly finding your way back through center. Spin the hands to face forward. Come to sit on the heels. Make fists with the hands. Nice and slow, start to roll the wrists in one direction. Really articulating the movement. And then switching directions, slow circles the other way. Beautiful. Coming back through center. Find your way back to that tabletop position. Again, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread nice and wide. On the inhale, tuck the toes, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze for cow pose. As you exhale, untuck the toes, press the mat away, rounding the spine, upper back lifts for cat. Inhale, toes tuck, belly drops, gaze lifts. And exhale, cat pose, press the mat away, round the spine, curl the tailbone forward. Take 3 more rounds of this on your own, at your own pace. Let the breath guide you. Really articulating the movement. Let each of the vertebrae, each part of the spine, have its own moment. And when you finish that 3rd round, find your way back through a neutral spine. Beautiful. From here, walk the hands forward about a handprint. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, press the hips up and back. Find your first downward facing dog. So as you're here, find a little bit of free movement. Bend one knee, bend the other. Sway the hips from side to side. Any little movements you need to open up into the pose this morning. Not worrying so much about what it looks like, just letting this feel good. And again, taking this as an opportunity to really explore what's going on in the body today. And slowly starting to come into stillness in your downward facing dog. Hands are about shoulder distance apart, feet about hips distance. Toes are pointing straight ahead. Your heels should be hidden behind the feet. Take a deep inhale, lift up high onto the toes. So you exhale, drop both heels over to the right side of the mat. So both the feet end up about parallel with the back edge of your mat, heels facing to the right. And then start to play with a bend in one or both the knees. Getting this nice little twist, nice little side bend for the left side body. And again, customizing this to your body today. So play with the movements, see what feels good to you. Finding our way back through center. Next inhale, coming back through center, lift high up onto the toes. So you exhale, drop both heels to the left. And then again, playing with that bend in one or both the knees. Feel around into the pose. Notice what the sensations are in different spaces. And starting to find your way back through center. Big inhale, lift up high onto the toes. This time we'll bend the knees, gaze comes forward. And exhale to tiptoe your way to the top of the mat. Once you've reached the top, separate the feet about hips distance apart. It's about 2 fists between the big toes. Take a generous bend at the knee, scrub for opposite elbows, and hang down for ragdoll pose. Let the arms be heavy, the head be heavy, neck completely relaxed. Maybe starting to create a little bit of sway side to side, maybe a little gentle back and forth. Give yourself a gentle nod, yes, with the head, and gentle shake, no. Really releasing all the tension from the neck. Keeping that bend at the knees to protect the low back as we take this fold, creating that belly to thigh connection. And last 3 breaths here. If you have other things you'd like to do, maybe bending one knee and the other, maybe interlacing fingers behind the head, letting the elbows drop in through center. Any final movements you need in this first forward fold are yours to take. And slowly starting to find your way into stillness. Release the hands down to the mat if they aren't there already. Deepen that bend in the knees. And on the next inhale, slowly start to roll up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way up to stand, let the arms and the head dangle down in front of you. No effort there. Once you've reached the top, chin comes up, shoulders roll up, down and back. Walk the feet back together to touch, no gentle gap between the heels. On the next inhale, palms sweep up overhead. As you exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms. Squeeze shoulder blades together as you lift the chest. Inhale, palms press overhead. And exhale, forward folding over the legs. Soft bend at the knees is always welcome. Take an inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Inhale, press down through the feet. Come all the way up to stand. Nice and long spine, palms press overhead. And exhale, hands over the heart. Twice more like that. Big inhale, palms sweep up. Exhale, cactus the arms, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades as you widen across the chest. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale, soft bend at the knees, forward fold, weight forward towards the toes. Inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, root to rise, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands over the heart. Last round like that. Inhale, palms sweep up overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Let the head drop down. Inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen. And exhale to fold. Inhale, palms press overhead. Find your way all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands over the heart. Let's stretch into the neck a little bit from here. So you stay standing at the top of your mat. I'm just going to come down here so you can see. Big inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale, hands come behind the back. Interlace all 10 fingers. Big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the knuckles of both hands over to your right hip. See if you can draw that right elbow in towards the side body. Take a big inhale, lift the chest. So you exhale, drop right ear to right shoulder. Feel a nice stretch down the left side of the neck, all the way down through left shoulder. Keep drawing that right elbow in, nice and close to the body. Standing up nice and tall, try not to lose the length through the spine. Let the weight of the head go completely. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Next inhale, slowly bring the head back up through center. Knuckles drop behind you. Big inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, generous bend into the knees, forward fold. Knuckles reach forward and you mount. If that knuckle grip is too much here, you can always grab for opposite elbows behind the back. Just looking to roll the shoulders back as you take your fold. One more inhale here. Exhale, slowly release the hands down to frame the feet. Take an inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank pose. Fingers spreading nice and wide, grip into the tips of the fingers. Take an inhale here, shift forward. And exhale to lower the knees, chest and chin. Elbows hug nice and close to the sides. Tops of the feet come down to press. Inhale, slide through, chest peels up, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here in movement or stillness. Next, inhale, lift up high onto the toes, bend the knees, gaze comes forward. And exhale, step your way to the top of the mat. Once you've reached the top, take an inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, come all the way up to stand, palms press at the top. And exhale, hands over the heart. Inhale, palms sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands come behind the back, interlace all 10 fingers, this time opposite grip, so opposite thumb comes on top. I'll show you the grip from the back this time. Big inhale, lift the chest. Big exhale, both knuckles to the left hip. See if you can draw that left elbow in a little closer, tight to the side of the body. Take a big inhale here, lift the chest. And exhale, dropping left ear to left shoulder. And for pressing that right shoulder down away from the ear, pulling that left elbow in. Let the weight of the head create the stretch, no effort to be here. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Next inhale, head finds its way back up through center. Knuckles drop behind you, lift the chest, lengthen. Exhale, generous bend at the knees, forward fold, knuckles reach forward. Or again, maybe taking that opposite elbow grip behind you instead. One more inhale wherever you are. And exhale, release the hands down to frame the feet. Take an inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Take an inhale here, shift forward. Exhale to lower the knees, chest and chin. Inhale to slide through onto the belly. Chest peels up, tops of the feet press, cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. And again, 3 breaths here. You guys look great. On the next inhale, right leg sweeps up and back. We'll bend the knees, stack the hips. Kicking the right heel to your seat, keep sinking that left heel down towards the mat. And then see if you can bring that right shoulder back down level with the left, equal weight in both the palms. And then as we're here, starting to draw giant circles with that right knee. So let the motion originate from the right hip joint, exploring that range of motion. And then switching direction, circle the other way. And pausing. Big inhale, stretch the knee up and back. Exhale to rock forward, draw knee to nose, nice and slow. Lightly step right foot between the hands. Right hand can help it there. We'll step the back foot forward and place the foot down flat on a 45-degree angle for warrior one. Inhale, sweep the hands forward and up. So bending into that front knee, make sure it never comes forward past the ankle. You can always lengthen out the stance if you need to. You guys look great. Take the hands down to the hips. We'll self-adjust, drawing left hip forward, right hip back. And then slightly dropping the tail underneath you, taking that arch out of the low back. We're looking for both hip points, both shoulders to be equidistant from the front of the mat. Once you're there, arms reach up overhead. Keep pressing weight into pinky toe edge of that left foot behind you. Take a big inhale here, lift up tall through the spine. So you exhale, taking the eagle wrap, left arm underneath the right. So either grabbing for opposite shoulders, or if you have the deeper wrap for today, welcome to cross at the forearms, maybe even palms press. Wherever you are, take a big inhale, elbows reaching up as you take a little baby back bend. Exhale to dive inside that right knee, humble warrior with eagle arms. If you have that full eagle wrap, maybe fingertips start to graze the mat. See if you can reach them forward. Wherever you are, working to keep squaring those hips. So right hip draws back into the left. Left hip draws forward and to the right. See if you can let the neck relax, head hangs heavy, gazing to your left big toe. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly unwrap the arms. Take the hands to frame the right foot. Take a baby hop forward with that left foot, shorten the stance to straighten through both the legs. Feel for plugging the right hip up and back. Always welcome to keep a soft bend though in that right knee. If it helps you keep a little more length through the spine. Take an inhale in the pose to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold any amount. Nice and active, pulling up on both the kneecaps, scissoring together the inner thighs. Pressing weight into pinky toe edge of left foot and big toe mound of front foot. One more inhale. As you exhale, plant the palms. Shift that left foot to the back of the mat. And step right foot back to meet it. Find your plank pose. Take an inhale here, shift forward. Exhale to lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to slide through, find your backward bend, tops of the feet press. And exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Next inhale, left leg sweeps up and back. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Right heel keeps sinking down towards the mat. See if you can drop that left shoulder down level with the right. Again, equal weight across both the palms. And then driving the motion from the left hip joint, start to draw giant circles with the left knee. Nice, guys. Switch direction, circle the other way. And pausing, stretching that knee up and back. One more big inhale here. Exhale, nice and slow, rock forward, round the spine, draw knee to nose. Lightly step left foot between the hands. Again, left hand can help it get there. Stacking the knee under the ankle. Back foot steps in a little closer. And drop the heel down. Back foot on a 45 for warrior one. Inhale brings you up. Rotating from the shoulders, feel for spinning the pinky fingers in towards each other so the palms face together. And we'll find that self-adjustment. So hands down to the hips, draw left hip back, right hip forward this side. And then again, taking a little bit of that arch out of the low back. Once you're there, both hip points, both shoulders facing as forward as they can. Arms reach up overhead. Big inhale, grow taller through the waist. Exhale to eagle wrap, right arm under the left. Either grabbing for opposite shoulders, maybe wrapping at the forearms, maybe the wrists. Wherever you are, big inhale, start to tip back. Elbows lifting, forearms approach parallel with the ceiling. And exhale, diving forward, left shoulder inside the left knee to humble your eagle warrior. If you have that full eagle wrap, maybe fingertips chasing the top edge of your mat. Wherever you are, letting the hips opening. Sink the head down towards the mat. Let the neck relax, head hangs heavy, gazing to your back big toe. And still working to square the hips, so the left hip will feel like it's reaching towards the back right-hand corner of your mat. Keep sending weight into that back foot. One more inhale. Exhale, release the arms. Take the hands to frame the left foot. Walk that back foot in a little bit closer so you can straighten through both the legs. Again, always welcome to keep that soft bend in the left knee if you need. Wherever you are, take an inhale to lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. Think about plugging that left hip up and back in space, digging weight into pinky toe edge of the back foot and big toe mound of the front foot. Scissoring the inner thighs together, nice and active in the legs, pulling up on the kneecaps. One more inhale. Exhale to plant the palms. Work the right toes to the back of the mat, step left foot back to meet them. Plank pose. Take an inhale, shift forward. Exhale to lower down your way. Inhale to slide through, curve the spine. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. On the next inhale, roll forward, find your plank pose. Exhale as slowly as you can, drop the knees down to the mat. Create your own resistance on the way down. You work as hard as you want to here. Once the knees come down, sink the hips back to swing the legs out in front of you. Find our way all the way down to the seat. So I'm going to shift sideways on my mat so that you guys can see a little better. We're going to take a wide-legged fold. So if you'd like to shift sideways so that your heels can be cushioned on your mat, you're welcome to do so. I'll give you guys a second to set up. So taking the legs out as wide as is comfortable here. And starting out with the hands behind you to sit up nice and tall. Really feel for lifting the chest. Drawing elbows together behind you to open up across the collarbone. Get nice and active through the legs, knees and toes pointing up and toes pulling back towards the face. Kneecaps nice and actively pulling up in towards the hips. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, either stay here, or if you'd like to take the fold, start to take the hands out in front of you, keeping that nice long spine as you come down. So I come down to my folds here. I like to take a little sway side to side. It feels nice for me. It helps me open up a little more into the pose on the way down. So if that feels good to you, go ahead, take a little swing. If it doesn't, ignore me. Only coming down low enough that you can keep that nice long spine. Think about scooping the tailbone up behind you, sending the sternum forward out of the waist. Again, don't worry so much about what it looks like, how deep you've come today. Just let this feel nice. Keep actively extending out through the heels. Maybe letting the head drop wherever you are. Again, letting the weight of the head create the stretch for the back of the neck. Wherever you are, one more inhale. Find a little more length in the spine. One more exhale, a little deeper fold. On the next inhale, slowly make your way back up through center, maybe finding that sway on the way back up. And working into Gomukhasana from here. So we'll start with the left leg out long. Right leg crosses over the left to cross right knee on top of left knee. So doing the best you can here to stack one knee on top of the other, and then flexing that left foot, really pulling the toes back, get active through the bottom leg that's stretched out. You should end up with right heel outside your left hip. Now, if this is already enough of a stretch for that outer right hip, you're welcome to stay here. If you'd like to come deeper, you can bend up the body to match. So we should still end up with right knee stacked directly over the left, even if it's a little way up in the air, that's okay. You should end up with the heels on the outsides of opposite hips. So just take a moment, shift around, get comfortable so you're nice and even on both the sit bones. Sometimes we accidentally will sit on one of the heels here. And then again, hands come behind you. Feel for lifting the chest, elbows draw together behind you. Just sitting up nice and tall. I'll see if you can soft hips as you're here. And then wherever you are, one or both legs bent. Take a big inhale, arms sweep up overhead. And exhale, left hand down to the left, right arm stretches up and over. Rolling that right shoulder open, even this time bending up the right elbow, cradle the head in the hand, and lie back, opening that right elbow out. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Next inhale brings you back up through center, both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, right hand down to the right, left arm stretches up and over. Grounding down into that left sit bone, rolling left shoulder open. Again, maybe even bending up left elbow, cradle the back of the head in left hand, and lie back as you open left elbow out. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Next inhale, release, find your way up through center, both arms reach. Exhale, hands come down in front of you. So again, if you feel enough of a stretch right where you are, welcome to stay here. Just sitting up nice and tall can be a lot of sensation. If you like a little more on your exhale, start to take a little fold. So if you have that bottom leg out long, really flex the foot, kick out through the heel. Stay nice and active there to protect the knee and the hamstring. Wherever you are, again, nice long spine. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Next inhale, walk your way back up through center. And we'll switch. So if you have both knees bent, you get to take the fun way around. So if both knees are bent, you're gonna put the weight into the hands, lift the seat, feet stay down, walk yourself all the way to the back of the mat and back forward. Bend the knees and sit down. You'll end up, hopefully, with left knee stacked on top of the right. If you have that bottom leg out long, if you can think of a fun way to switch, please let me know. So wherever you are, you should end up with that left knee stacked on top of the right knee. Left heel ends up outside your right hip. If the bottom leg is straight, flex the foot, pull back on the toes. If the bottom leg is bent, again, take a moment here. Make sure you're sitting evenly on both the sit bones and not sitting accidentally on that right or left heel. Wherever you are, hands come behind you. Sit up nice and tall, elbows draw together behind you, opening up across the chest. On the next inhale, arms sweep up over. Exhale, right hand out to the right, left arm stretches up and over. Grounding down through that left sit bone. Again, maybe you stay here, or maybe you bend up the elbow, cradle the back of the head in left hand, and lie back, laying into your own support. And gently release. Inhale brings you back up through center. And exhale, left hand out to the left, right arm stretches up and open. Grounding down, this time through right sipple, rolling right shoulder open. And again, maybe you bend up the elbow, cradle the back of the head and the hand. And gently release. Inhale brings you back up through center. Exhale, hands come down. Maybe you stay here, just working on sitting up nice and tall, letting the hips soften. Left knee and right knee get a little closer together. Or maybe you start to take that little gentle forward fold. These Gomukhasana legs can feel a little bit strange. We're getting an internal rotation for our outer hips here. And that's a sensation we don't normally get in our regular lives. So if it feels a little funny, it's okay. Just notice what it feels like. Let the breath bring you through it. And one more inhale wherever you are. And one more exhale. Slowly make your way back up through center. We'll release the legs. Bring the feet, soles of the feet down to the outside edges of the mat and just drop the knees side to side. Nice little release for the low back and for the hips. And feet out wide enough that when one knee drops in, it's not landing on top of the opposite leg. And then pausing through center, shift up on your mat so you have some space to lie all the way down on the back, drawing the knees into the chest as you get there. And from here, we'll take a little cooling inversion. So hands can be along the sides or maybe hands underneath the seat if you need a little extra lift. And then we'll extend the legs up over the hips. So legs to a 90-degree angle with the body. You can point or flex the feet. Just stay nice and active there to start. And the back of the head, the neck, and the shoulders will be heavy on the mat. And drawing low belly in to slightly draw the lower back closer down to the mat. Maybe closing the eyes here. If shoulder stand is in your practice and you can take it safely, you're welcome to move to that variation. Otherwise, staying here, the legs at a 90, you get all the benefits of the pose. Reversing the blood flow. Improving the venous return, blood moving back to the heart. Beautiful, guys. If you're in that shoulder stand, see if you can walk the elbows a little closer together underneath you. Nice. Maybe close the eyes, start to go inside. If you have the legs at a 90, you can either take the knees in for a hug into the chest or maybe to the happy baby. So arms in between the legs, hands grab a pinky toe edge grip on the feet, and then working to stack the heels up over the knees and rolling the tailbone back down to the mat. Both the shoulders heavy, back of the head heavy, maybe taking a little rock side to side. If you're in that shoulder stand, welcome to bring the toes to the mat behind you for the plow pose. If the feet aren't able to touch the mat, just keep the hands on the low back for support there until the feet are able to land behind you. Variations are yours from here if you have the deaf man's pose or anything else you'd like to take. Nice, guys. Again, if you're in that happy baby, really feel for rolling the tailbone back down flat to the mat. That's going to feel really nice on the low back. We'll all start to find our way to the fish pose from here. So wherever you are, we'll meet in that initial position with the hips down, the legs at a 90. We'll lift the hips up off the mat, take the forearms and the hands underneath the seat. You can cross the thumbs underneath you. Then slowly start to keep the legs nice and straight, start to lower the heels down towards the mat. Before the heels touch, press into the elbows, lift the chest up off the mat, and start to soften the crown of the head back down to the mat. Feel the chest lifting, breathing into the heart. One more inhale here. Exhale, slowly release back of the head back down to the mat. Release the arms out from underneath you. Take the arms out to the sides, feet apart. Couple of breaths here. And then one more time, drawing the knees into the chest. And take the arms out to a T. Big inhale here. As you exhale, drop both knees over to the left. Gaze comes over your right shoulder. Any variations you like for your supine twist, of course, are more than welcome here. Wherever you are, working to keep both shoulders planted firmly down into the mat. And then letting everything soften as you find your twist. Let the belly release. Unclench the jaw. Soften the face. Allow the eyes to close. And the next inhale, slowly start to make your way back up through center. Knees into the chest. And exhale, dropping knees to the right, gaze over the left shoulder. Again, any variations you took on the first side, start to find them here. Wherever you are, both shoulders grounding down into your mat. Letting everything soften as you release into the twist. The next inhale, slowly start to make your way back up through center. Give yourself one last hug around the knees. Deep inhale, curl yourself into a tight little ball. And as you exhale, let everything release, lying down on the back. Arms out to the sides, legs out to the sides. And let the feet flap open. Palms face up. Letting everything release into your mat. Allow yourself to get completely comfortable here. You may take a little rock side to side on the head. Find that comfortable place to rest on the back of the skull. Take a deep inhale all together through the nose. And exhale, release, side out the mouth. Once more like that, big inhale, biggest breath of your day. Let it go. Allow the eyes to close. And the breath return to its natural rhythm. Surrendering all control for the muscles, the breath, and everything melt down into the support of your mat and the earth beneath you. Softening into the feet, the ankles, the lower and upper legs, the hips, the seat, the low back and low belly. Everything starts to soften, sinking down into the mat. The middle back and the abdomen release. The upper back and shoulder blades. The entire rib cage and the chest. Relax. Soften the shoulders. The upper and lower arms. The wrists and the hips. Release the neck, the throat, the jaw, the teeth, and the tongue. Soften the cheekbones, the temples, the sinuses, and the inner ear. Scalp loose around the skull. Brain sinking heavily down towards the neck. Spend a few moments here in stillness, giving the body time to integrate all the benefits of your practice. I'll wake you when it's time. Slowly begin to deepen the breaths. Gently reawakening the body. Doing small movements to the fingers, the toes. And letting that movement start to grow. Circling the hands, the feet. Maybe taking the arms up overhead, getting a full body stretch. Fingertips to toes. And keeping the right arm overhead, draw the knees into the chest. Rolling over onto the right side, using that right arm as a pillow. Allow the spine to round. Pausing here a moment for gratitude for your practice. And keeping the eyes closed, use the hands to gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring the palms together over the heart. And take a moment here to return to your intention that you set for your practice. Take an inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to bow the head. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your practice, your energy with me this morning. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be on the mat with you. From my home to yours, my heart and soul to yours. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you,
good to see
Sam.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much
Bye.
for joining, guys.